and it's going to be 90 questions, 90 minutes. 90, it's not going to be exactly 90 multiple choice questions because they're going to add in performance based questions. You could have as little as two performance based questions, or they might throw seven or eight at you.
That's a lot.
Performance based question is going to be where you are demonstrating something. So it could be a drag and drop, or maybe you have to do something, in order. Um, or it could just be a full on, you configuring something with certain windows that are going to be open. Or if you need to type in certain commands to execute something, then you'll have access to those windows within uh, like a virtual machine kind of thing. But it's still going to be limited on what you can access, and it's built to be done around that time frame, around those that 90 minutes. So if you have more performance based questions, then you'll have less multiple choice questions. So if you got say five performance based questions, you might end up with 75 multiple choice questions. Either way, you need to pass with a 675. They don't tell you exactly how much each question is worth. I like to average out about 10 points or so performance based questions. They don't tell you whether or not if you get some of it right, do you get some points, or is it like, if you get anything wrong, do you get no points? They don't tell you that. Um, but either way, 675 at a minimum score. It's broken down to five domains. So it's going to be covering mobile devices at 13%, networking at 23, hardware at 25, virtualization, cloud computing at 11, and then hardware and network troubleshooting at 28%. So you see that the network and hardware and the troubleshooting of that is the highest percentage on the exam. So that means you're going to get more questions involving that. That doesn't mean that, completely disregard mobile devices and cloud computing. There's going to be few questions on it, but at the same time, you never know because it could be those couple of questions that end up taking you right over to passing. So still pay attention to that. Now the 1100 series, we are on the 1200 series. So 1100 series that ended the end of 2025.
Right? Can you bring me a paper towel?
Iterations before that focus on the troubleshooting methodology, and it was part of the exam objectives. And they would even have performance-based questions where you kind of had to put it in order as well.
Hi
But
guys, how are you guys doing?
when it comes to how they word those questions, in a sense as a scenario, they're still going to have at the very end of the question, what would you do first, or what's the best choice? There's going to be quite a few of those going to be made like that, and
Hi guys.
you have to consider the troubleshooting methodology on what you would do.
On my
What would be
finger.
the
I
next
just need a piece of toilet paper.
so be
Piece of
familiar with the
toilet
troubleshooting
paper. You know where the band-aids are?
theory,
Do
research.
you know where the band-aids are?
Cause, establish a plan of action so you can resolve it. Verify that everything works. And
Do you
implement
know
them
where
in
the
the method
band-aids are?
as far as
You don't know where the band-aids are?
so forth. Understand the
Just
troubleshooting.
give me a piece of paper towel then. Thank you. Did you get a cut? Yes. On my finger.
Let's see, am I missing? Someone had a question. Will that website be sent to us through email in case we forgot?
Blood trigger warning.
Is the virtual meeting every Tuesday and Thursday? Yeah, so the review sessions are every Tuesday and Thursday, 11 or 5:30 p.m. And we're gonna go over it again in this presentation. As far as the website links, Exam Compass, we're going to add it to the additional resources in Canvas. So you always have access to
Thank
it.
you.
But we're also going to send it in an email. So I'll send the stuff that came from the orientation in an email. Oh, it looks like someone was helping respond to that. Okay. All right. So the domain one I mentioned, mobile devices, which is like at 13%. So, but some of these concepts you probably may already know because you dealt with phones. So this section here, when you start learning about this, sometimes it might just be a refresher. But it goes a little bit more in depth when it talks about mobile device management and bring your own device and how that's set up and configurations and differences between 3G, 4G, 5G, why that matters. Bluetooth, NFC, that's when that's important. You may possibly have a scenario or a performance-based question where you have to configure something on a mobile device. I do know there's going to be some labs that you have an opportunity to do that, set up permissions, um, updating mobile devices as well, patching, that kind of thing. Networking. So ports. It's going
Hi,
to be
Kaylin.
ports are very important. Okay. Um, these are just some common ports.
Hi. Hi,
There's going
Akaru.
to be
Hi,
some
Maria.
They're going to be
How are you
different
guys doing today?
for
I
net.
was
Now
having
remember,
a
I said
fat pimple on my face. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why it cooked me out just now, but I'm doing good too. I have this like super big pimple on my face and I'm gonna pop it so bad.
21 is file transfer protocol. SSH is secure shell, but what does that even mean and when we use that? So
Yes, I'm having a good day.
it may have a multiple choice question where it's kind of straightforward, and maybe they don't even maybe just mention
I
the
don't know why it's like so big.
are going to be the port number. It could be
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you're having a good day.
a performance based question.
I'm taking a class right now. I'm learning about cybersecurity.
Of what protocol you're going to use for that configuration. So, for example, every protocol has a different purpose. Okay, they all have their own purpose of how they.
And now we're just doing an introduction over the syllabus.
So, if there's a performance based question, quote unquote, lab, where you have to set up an email, like on the back end of the email, how things will work, and you need a protocol to be done to send out email.
The class is going really well. It's really just an overview. I already did my orientation, so it's for people that missed orientation.
Configuration. So knowing that is what's going to help.
After this, I'm going to the gym.
Type of questions, if that makes sense. So right now, it may look like, oh my gosh, okay, and the list gets longer in Network Plus, but flashcards and when you repeat the acronyms out loud, as far as like saying the whole word, it will help tremendously. So if you see FTP, you're going to say File Transfer Protocol. If you see Remote Desktop Protocol, you're going to say RDP, vice versa. Try to think of different ways to memorize your ports. Okay, networking technologies, wireless technologies, essentially.
What are you up to
So
today?
802.11 standards is going to be heavy on that, different frequencies and how that matters when you're setting up for internet connection. Networking hosts, DNS, DHCP is going to be mentioned quite often, and I strongly believe because it's like a common network issue. Like when you're troubleshooting a network, like one of the top things that people end up looking at is seeing if there's a DHCP issue or DNS issue. Outside of like being able to ping, being able to communicate with other devices on the network, or being able to ping out, connect to devices
I have been
outside
to
of the
school
network.
sadly.
So those are going to be some key things to
School does get very tired.
get your hardware networking devices, routers,
But you've done
switches,
a bit of singing.
manage your
I'm about to
IP
put my watch
addressing.
on.
Um, it lightly touches on it in this part, but when we get to Network Plus, you're really gonna it's really gonna be something. Okay, with IP addressing. So get to understand it now.
I want to make sure that you're able to.
Okay, yeah, the different network connection types, WAN, PAN, MAN. Okay, know that it's important.
Let me know if you can hear me well.
Tools and their purposes. So when you're troubleshooting or you're setting up a
Singing is good. I love singing.
specific
It's so fun.
tools that you actually have to interact with in order to set those things up. So there's going
Let
to
me
be
know if you guys can hear me okay.
be able to identify
Because I don't know how it sounds.
but when you do like in-person labs, like at the office, you actually be able to
I'm about to actually
like
go look on the
touch
live and
those
see if
tools
it
and actually
sounds
have a better
clear.
idea of use cases for those tools. Yeah, you're gonna get to know that because when it comes to troubleshooting, that 28% of the exam, you need to know when you would use
Vocal training is so important. Drinking lots of tea, making sure your vocals are warmed up. I used to do training classes in college and even after college, and then I just stopped.
Then there's different RAMs for PC devices. Form factors for
I
motherboards
low key keep forgetting
based
to
off the
like.
size and the capabilities of the
I keep
motherboard.
forgetting
There's
to
even
sign up
different
for my class
sizes.
just to do it.
So you have to know when you would essentially use those, and then
I
the
just stopped.
capabilities of the motherboard, because that will
I
dictate
feel
how you
like
can
it's my fault
customize
for being
that
such a
same piece of
slacker.
motherboard. Know the limitations of the PC based off of the type of motherboard that it has and the components it has on the motherboard. So this is a big section here. There might be a performance-based question where you
I don't
have to
know
see
why
how
the
each device
signal
and
keeps
where a
going
graphic card
out.
would go. Something
The
along those
signal just
lines.
keeps going out.
Knowing the
But I
different
low key
types of
stopped
CPUs.
because like paying for it and remembering
Printers,
to
that's a big
sign
one
up
too. Like I
and
think it's
like I
because
would
it's
just
a
like get
common
I would
thing.
just like
Like if
get
you're in an office setting,
distracted by everything else going on in
some
life and forget to
business
go
is
to
going
my
to be using a
class.
printer, and it's going to run into a problem. It's not even a matter of how if it's going to. That's like all technology. It's
Especially
just
when it
not a
came
matter
to
of
like
if,
music
it's when.
class because
But
I'm like
printers, I don't know.
trying to
It's
take
usually a common
classes for
enemy
work,
of all tech support.
trying to take classes for
So that's
school.
why I think they
And
put
like
it in your
once I
curriculum.
didn't have
So
it as an
not only
actual class in
identifying the
school, and
different
once it was like
types
an outside
of
personal
printers,
thing,
how you would
I just
set up
kept
the
forgetting.
configurations with a printer, it's going to come in handy to understand printers when it goes to the troubleshooting side of things, the hardware network troubleshooting, 28%. Um, Knowing the printer process, the laser, especially
Yeah, it's fair.
the laser, virtualization, cloud computing. There's only a couple sections here, but knowing different cloud models, use
Come me
cases,
the
basically.
midnight.
Um, there'll probably be a few questions on the exam with
Talk
that.
to
Not too much,
me.
but the hardware network troubleshooting, everything that was mentioned
Talk
with
to me.
networking and
Talk to
hardware.
me.
Now
Talk
you
to
got to
me.
figure
Talk
out
to
how
me.
to go ahead and fix it. Um, and also understand the symptoms. When there's an issue, do you understand the system or symptoms, and how do you do process of elimination to be able to solve that issue? RAID is a big one when it comes to hard
I'm gonna
drive
have to
and
put make so many flashcards
that
later
hard drive section, I should say.
to go over
RAID
all this
is
stuff.
a topic that people tend to just need to do over again. It's just one of those things where it's just like not quite getting it. So spend a little extra time on understanding RAID because it just pops up often in the exam. Like just more than one way, it just pops up on the exam. So
I'm gonna
I
make
just
sure
want
that I
to
write this part down.
just keep this in the back of your mind or taking notes or whatever. And then you got your acronyms. All your acronyms, right? So many. You don't necessarily need a whole, flashcard thing to try to memorize all your acronyms. It doesn't need to be like that per se, but if you want to go ahead and do that, that's perfectly fine. But you'll realize how many acronyms you'll learn just by, reading material. And then when you go over the list, it's like, oh, wow, I know quite a few. But I mentioned before, whenever you see an acronym and you're trying to memorize what it means again, just try to say it out loud. Say it out loud. Okay.
That's a lot of
That
acronyms.
way, it just helps.
There's
It
like
helps a
over
lot because
20.
you see all this.
Oh my gosh,
And
there's
some
like
acronyms people
100.
don't really even say the full name.
The
It's just an
acronym.
acronym. That's just people just go by all the time. So it's nothing to really help with. Like PCI, when I talked about PCI, PCIe, no one's really gonna say this full, you know,
It actually
this
is.
full
There's so many.
name
Like,
for
I'm
it.
about
It's
to
not
put my
going
camera
to
around
really help you guess an answer.
all of these
Because it's like
acronyms.
PCI it's naming a component. So
Mind you,
those
there
things
was
are a
like
little
two
bit
pages of
easier to
acronyms before
understand.
she
Like the
scrolled down
PAN,
to this page.
personal
So
area
there's like
network,
so many
knowing that
acronyms.
acronym is going to help you understand, like if you do process elimination on those answers. It's like, okay, is it PAN network or WAN network or LAN
Oh,
network? And they're
this
describing
is
the
so.
connectivity. It's
This
like,
is
oh, if
so
you know
much.
what PAN stands for, personal area network, you
I'm
know
gonna
that
have to figure out.
would fall under that category.
That's what I'm
So
saying. And she's still not
that's
done
just some
going
key
over
things.
them.
There's some other things there. Okay.
Okay, we're going to the next
Hope that wasn't
page
too
now.
much to I just went over with y'all, but take a look at your exam objectives. Yes, printers have so many issues. Exactly. Is it possible for you to complete the course using a Mac, or should you switch to Windows? No, it's perfect. You can use a Mac.
Okay,
Use a
that's
Mac.
good because I'm using a
All
Mac.
that matters really is just that you have the right version of a web browser. So it says it can work on Safari, but things just go smoother on Google Chrome.
Okay, that's what I got. I got a Mac and a Chrome.
Yep, I'm using Mac. Okay.
What else are we about to do?
You're fine.
Okay.
Oh, let me go back to the homepage. Wasn't done with the
We're
homepage. But
going over
yes,
the
take a look at those
syllabus right now.
objectives.
This syllabus. Oh, can I ask you
Discount
something? When's my
codes.
birthday?
So say
My
you're
birthday is
getting ready to
actually the
send out your
21st. Yeah, birthday's
instructions
coming
on how
up.
you would go ahead and
My
apply
birthday's
that
coming
discount
up real
code.
soon.
Not
It's on the
much, but it's better
21st
than nothing.
of this,
But we'll
no, of
still
next
definitely
month.
check in and try to see if we can
It's
increase
on the
that.
21st of May.
Review
I'm
sessions
actually
are
super
Tuesdays and
hyped for my
Thursdays.
birthday.
You can choose the 11 a.m. to 1 or the 5:30 to 7:30 session.
Oh, they're
Once you
two
click on
hour
those links, it's going to
sections.
ask you to register. So you put your first, last name,
This is so
email,
crazy.
and whatever, and the email that you put in there, it'll send like the full base. I guess the full schedule that's out
Oh,
there.
yeah,
And all
but
the review
I'm trying to
sessions,
figure out if I want to
and
go
the
to
link that
Brazil
you'll
or
use to
Mexico for my
access
birthday.
those review sessions for that
I would
time
like
frame
to
that you
take
chose.
any,
If you want to do
I
AM
would
or
like to take
PM,
any
like even if you
suggestions
want to go to
because, like,
Saturday, sometimes people's
Brazil
like, well, I didn't quite retain
versus
information from morning
Mexico
session. Can I go to evening session too?
was
Yes,
very
that's perfectly
close.
fine.
Like, which one would you
But you
actually
want to
rather
show
go
both
to, Brazil
days,
or
Tuesday
Mexico?
and
I'm
Thursday. If
thinking
you want to do the
Mexico just
11
because
a.m.
it's
and
cheaper and more
platform on
affordable,
Tuesday, and
but
then
I
the
really want to go to
5:30 on
Brazil.
Thursday, that's fine. And then next week you're like, you know what? I want to do both PM sessions on Tuesday and Thursday. That's perfectly fine. You just these are still two separate links that you have to
That's at least what
register
I'm
for both of
thinking
them.
about right
And just
now.
know which one to click on when it's the time you want to join.
If I can
That's all.
go to,
No big deal. As long as you show up on the days.
I'm
Okay,
gonna turn
so
my
contacting
laptop down.
support. So Ascend, right?
That's what I'm
That's
thinking right now. I'm
framework
thinking like
that we use. And if you have
if I
any
can at
issues, let's
least
say there was
get
like videos having
if I
issues
can
or
at
your
least
phone
get to
not understanding
Mexico
what's
for my
suggested
birthday,
based off the
that would be
information you
fun.
have in there, I don't know,
Oh, G, mine
printer,
is the 8th of May. I think you
things
should do
or
Brazil,
something,
but that's
you
just
could do
me.
that.
I really want to go to Brazil because Brazil seems like it'll be a lot more fun and there'll be a lot more to do. And like, if I go to Mexico, I'll probably just end up on the resort the whole time. But I also know like zero Portuguese, so I don't know how it's gonna be walking around Brazil not knowing any Portuguese. I want to go to Brazil so bad. I want to go to Rio or São Paulo, but it's so expensive last minute. Like, I have a month until my birthday, and I was trying to push it to the end of the month just to see if it would be more affordable. But right now, I'm thinking, all right, if I can go to Mexico on my birthday, and then I can go to Brazil later on in the summer. But I also have to go to Atlanta this month. So on the 8th, I'll be just getting back from Atlanta. So we'll see. Where are you from, Caitlin?
They also you can have a chat within the lab itself, so you can go back and forth while you're in the environment to ask questions.
Oh, that's
But yeah,
cool.
there's a team.
You can
As
chat
soon
with
as you
your
get
lab,
lifted up,
whatchamacallit.
you know you're so 100% confident that you did everything you're supposed to do, and it's still not working properly. Reach out to them.
Blackpool.
They're
Where
available
is that
24/7.
at?
We're not available 24/7. Okay. Our business hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. I tend to have these later
Talk
sessions
to
for
me.
y'all, for you
Talk to
guys.
me,
But we're
yeah.
available 9
Talk
a.m.
to
to
me,
5
talk to
p.m.
me, talk to me, talk to me.
If you run
I'm
into
sorry,
anything
my
with that,
singing's so bad right
tomorrow
now.
morning, then we
I'm
can
actually so sleepy. I just went to the chiropractor and I was there for about 40 minutes and that lady be putting me to sleep, bro. They be putting you on the little massage chair and it be warm. Then it be working on your muscle. You be like this.
email us at iced
Like, you be so ready to KO.
if all else fails, we
But
can
I
also
also was like, maybe I shouldn't do a trip at all because I literally just went to California. Thank you. Oh, it is in the US. I'm gonna look it up. I was thinking like it was somewhere like in like Washington or something or like Maine. I was trying to figure out what part of the US it's in. But she was making me so sleepy. Like I was just so ready to go to bed.
To try to make it as flexible as possible. Down here it says general information about us.
We're almost done with this. I got like 15 more minutes.
Syllabus.
All right, we're going over the course syllabus right now.
Here for the 1201. Once again, you have to pass both 1201 and 1202 to be certified. But in A plus 41, you're gonna be
Why it keeps kicking me off, but just because it keeps kicking me off, I'm gonna be back on later. I'll be back live probably about 8 o'clock. So I usually go live and we play games at 8. Yesterday we played Tekken, so if you check that out on my main page, you can see all of the other videos that I've posted. So yeah, I hope you guys subscribe and I hope you guys are actually watching. The other content that I make, I know like lives are really fun and you kind of get to know my personality better, but I do make some pretty cool videos. So hopefully you guys watch some of the cool videos that I put on as well. I'm so sorry that the live keeps bugging in and out, but I'll be fully available at 8 o'clock. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.